Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's finish off this game of Darius Cozmic Collection Arcade on Nintendo Switch. All right, so we're going to cover SAGAIA version 2 and Darius Gaiden. All right, so SAGAIA version 2, a separate version of Darius 2, released overseas as an upright two-screen cabinet in order to make gameplay cycles unfold faster in foreign markets. The stages were shortened from the domestic Japanese release, and difficulty level was also raised accordingly. Boss health has also been reduced, with some bosses and zone routes have been removed entirely from the game entirely. The second version was hardly available on the market, possibly not even at all. Oh, okay, so nobody even knows it was available. We're just like, we'll just throw it in here. Which I appreciate, actually. Alright. See, I don't know if it's going to be any different. Maybe it offers different zones. I just care about my tuna sashimi. Aha, there goes my tuna sashimi. Oh god, stages are so short. And then no choices to go into the second level. Yeah, even all through these years, this art still holds up remarkably well, you know? You know, just a tiny bit pixelated because of resolution, but other than that, you know, it's something that you could easily see being released in a modern store. Those things always continue shooting? I thought they stopped shooting after you destroyed one of them. Might be my recollection is not correct. Okay, well, I don't really need to save this, but oh wow, look at that. Okay, God, it's so short. I guess we'll go for N. Well, let's try that one. Oh, damn. Wow, okay. Yeah, that didn't work out for me. Is that pattern different? Gosh, I just don't remember. I don't remember the tongue dildos from the version 1. Alright, let's hit the upper path. We hit the lower path last time, I think. Yeah, I'm really curious to play the home version after we're done with this, to see if they retain the longer stages or not. And then if maybe if the Japanese release retained the longer stages and the North American release didn't retain the stages. I don't know. I don't think releases were that, were that segregated. It's hard to say. They did a lot of localization. Was pretty heavy-handed back in these days. Oh, damn. Well, here, let's do this. I think the later stages just become too difficult without any sort of power-ups. Yeah. I guess that's what I learned from playing SAGAIA the last time. Is like, man, things just take, even with all of the damage adjustments, things were taking a lot longer than I would have liked. Oh, it's so crazy how short the game is. It'd be even more surprising as somebody who might have been traveling abroad during that time and hitting arcades to see the differences in this game. From the ultra short stages to the the fully fleshed out stages. Either way, it is interesting to see this version now. Oh damn! I didn't realize I was getting hit. Oh, I don't have. Those little red bullets are sort of hard to distinguish. At least for me, they are. Well, can I not die? Is that possible? Maybe not. Well, I guess I shouldn't get too obsessed over it. You have it if it continues, so. Oh. Ah, jeez. So terrible. God, can you even get to full power with the stages being so short? I don't know. Oh, damn. Oh, he seems a little bit more difficult than the other version of SAGAIA. Interesting. Just some minor adjustments here and there. Wouldn't know unless you played them back to back. What the hell is that? What the hell? God, did that happen last time? I just don't recall. Oh, I just can't shoot fast enough. God. Ah. Wow, what did I get hit by? Oh my god, really? I didn't see a thing. Oh. What? Oh, man. Oh, that made the crab way easier. The limbs are way easier to shoot. More of a spaz, though. Leaping all over the place. Let's see. Oh, you get one of each for every following stage. Yeah, I guess you can just barely get full power in this version of the game. You know, if you never die. Which I think would be a challenge. Even with the game being shorter and you know, a little less challenging. I think it's hard not to get hit. There's just too many bullets on the screen. Look at all that, man. What we're doing, Squid? escapes me. Anemone? Oh, so short. Damn. Oh, so every other stage is picked for you. Oh. Jesus. Oh, just trying to avoid that stuff. I mean, I can see a fully powered ship having an easier go at it, but not the base pea shooter, you know. Damn. Yeah, get in there. Damn it. Oh, the pea shooter just can't punch through these guys. Okay, we have choices. So let's go with N. So tough. Oh, fatty button. I have no good memories of you. Damn. God, he's just as much of an asshole as he was in the first game. Okay, those are indestructible. Just gotta avoid those. Ah. I was at 217. Go. Ugh. War was over. Proco Jr. and Kiet Young returned to the planet Aruga after finishing their duties, and they were decorated by the Darius King. Darius King blessing. Everlasting peace for Darius inhabitants. Strangely punctuated. Okay, so that one gave you the best ending? I would have thought the other one would have given you the best ending. Huh. Or at least I think that's the best ending. It seems like a best ending scenario. I mean, it's not just plain text on the screen. Okay, I mean, since the game is so short, I might as well just check the other ending. Yeah, I wonder if that's an emulation mistake. Because it's starting completely silent like that. Sort of seems like it, doesn't it? Oh. Oh, so much stuff. Ah, damn. Ah, get away from me. Am I even doing any damage? Oh, okay, I am. I was like, what the hell? It's just a mini-boss. Why is it so difficult? Or is it the mini-boss? Oh no, that's the final boss? Oh, that's right. That's right. It's the filleted missiles. But it seemed a little too easy. Even for this version of the game. Ah. Oh, damn it. I thought it was only 3 sets, but it was 4. One more set than I was expecting. What the hell? What a matter? Was the whole Mortal Kombat a dream? That's a joke ending? That's funny. I mean, they look related. They don't look like husband and wife. Dido of Thrones, yeah. Alright. So that was SAGAIA version 2. I noticed a couple things different. Some of the patterning is a little bit different. Seems like this one is the harder of the two versions. But, you know, I really couldn't recommend either. Oh, excuse me, either version of SAGAIA versus Darius 2. You get way more stages out of Darius 2, and, you know, while it is a little bit more difficult, at the same time, at least you're getting more content. Let's see here. So now let's take Darius Gaiden. The third entry in the Darius series, appearing in arcades in 1994. Despite that, it was actually the series' first foray into single-screen gameplay, allowing it to be installed in standard cabinets and subsequently be available to play at a wider variety of locations compared to its predecessors. Its striking visuals caught people's attention at the time, employing semi-transparent effects and parallax scrolling. New to the series is the ability to capture mini-bosses, as well as the black hole bomb that the Silverhawk can employ to devastating effect. Yeah, I played a lot of this on my Saturn. I think it was one of the first games I owned on it. And thankfully, there is a North American release of this game on the Saturn too, although I don't think it's cheap. I think it's rather expensive at this point in time. Broco and Tietz started on a journey for a new world. About that time, there were emigration ships starting from the Death Star Darius, and they arrived at a small planet, Vadis. The years went by, and people were about to... Well, that's not important. Someone destroyed the strong point of the migration on Darius. Also, the transport ships being to go home are the Demon's Hand reaches Vadis too. Why, that sounds like a real shame if I understood what that meant. Oh yeah, the music is significantly different on the Saturn version. I don't really recognize it as it is. The company of Silverhawks were almost all annihilated. So is that text box. It's completely annihilated. Okay, what options do I have on here? Difficulty normal? Let's put it on easy. Give ourselves some lives here. I think the rest are already set from the first look. That's right, this is when they started getting more operatic vocals in the series. Yeah, the Saturn version was basically a perfect arcade port, except it actually featured higher fidelity music. That's right, I've got you in my grasp. You shall work for me from now on. It is kind of a shame that they went to a single screen. I mean, it was the series trademark is to have multiple screens, but, you know, you gotta make money. It's certainly much easier to convert a home game on a single screen game. pretty cool effects. Oh, where do we want to go? Let's see, I think we're still going to attempt to go for Z prime. So we'll need to go C, F, J, O, and then let's go T. That way we can hit Y and Z. I mean, I'll only cover Z in this playthrough. Unless folks want to see the other routes, I'd have to do that in a separate video though, because the video run's kind of long. I like how the previous song plays, you know, it's still playing in this level. It's like, no, we're not done playing yet. Yeah, I think this is when they finally started making, you know, truly balanced gameplay with the difficulty, you know, not being such a high spike and the you know, the bullet patterns not or allowing for more you know, more leniency. I say as I die. Ugh, damn it. Back to the shooter. Okay. Ooh, damn. Nah, damn it. Couldn't capture it. No, it's such an unusual song, you know. It's definitely Zentada branching out quite a bit. Folding fan. I forget that there's actually super bombs in this. it also replenishes some of your firepower too, which is different for Darius. Okay, let's head to J. Singing in the Brain, name of the song. Ugh. Ah, huge battleship. Neon light illusion. Oh, they don't designate it with the zone. Huh. I know, what an entrance. Damn show off. It's tough. And you have to make good strategic use of the black hole bombs. Let's do O, and then we can do T after that. Yeah, oh hell. My goodness. Yeah, it's a pretty cool effect, huh? Fatty glutton. Oh god. Please, no more fatty glutton. Oh, maybe his great grandson is a gentler. Oh yeah, he is, thankfully. Your grandpa's an asshole, fatty glutton. Ah. Jesus. Okay, and we'll hit T. I want to say the Saturn version is just a little bit easier than this arcade version. At least I remember going through it a little faster than I am right now. Of course, I was a lot younger back then, so maybe it's just a matter of I just had a better skill set back then. Yeah, I remember this was in the giant cases the initial PlayStation 1 games were in. You know, Sega had to buy those cases from Sony for their early sets of games, or maybe it was the other way around. Maybe Sony had to buy those giant cases from Sega. I mean, it would take a long time for, well, at least for the North American releases. The Japanese releases, they took to regular CD jewel cases not too far after the Saturn debuted. I only know that because I was importing a lot of games at the time, and all those games were just in regular, small jewel cases. Yeah, I'm glad they finally went away from those giant, those big boxes. I mean, the big boxes were supposed to help retailers, so that they'd be harder to steal. And have more of a presence on the shelf, just have larger box art on the shelf, stand out more. But ultimately, it was more practical just to, buy supplies from CD manufacturers. Damn it. It's pretty impressive. It's just all software rotation. Okay, so let's hit Z first. And then if folks want to see me play through the other zones, that can be just a separate video. But I think one ending is good. Anybody who wants to play that for themselves, they can experience the all the endings on their own playthroughs. Although again, I know the getting either version of this, you know, if you wanted to get the Saturn version of this game, it's pretty expensive. And I understand that this is, or people feel that this is too expensive too, this collection. Like I said, in the game's defense, you know, buying any of these games individually, you know, either the original arcade boards or the Saturn version of this game would be more expensive than this collection. Also said you had to dig up a working Saturn, although the Saturns actually were built pretty well. So a working Saturn is not such a difficult thing to find. A working PlayStation 1, that's a different story. Oh, I was supposed to keep those alive. Damn it. Let's shoot those. They drill into the rock. Ah, damn it. Ah, now it's pulling a Thunder Force. Let's see. Curious Chandelier. I know, sea life is so frightening looking, isn't it? Then you have these, you know, mechanized versions of sea life. It's like, oh, God. Although, you know, somebody out there is always like, I wonder what that tastes like. Like, I don't. Oh, damn it. It's been so long since I played the game. I think I still have it on my Saturn. I think it's one of the games that I still own. I think it's that and Radiant Silvergun are still games I have copies of. Although, you know, with this collection, that makes that game, you know, largely, inconsequential. And the Xbox Live version of Radiant Silvergun is basically better than the original Saturn release. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Final zone is over. In the core of Darius, enemies build here last nest. They succeed in repulsing those enemies and destroyed of all enemies on Darius. But because of those battles, Darius... okay. Well, it wasn't great English anyway. So there you go. That was That was Darius Gaiden. This is the arcade version. Although, you know, the Saturn version is basically the same game. I think at just a slightly lower resolution, if I remember correctly. This is probably like the most playable of the Darius games in the arcade collection. It's something that you could probably one credit, I think not without too much effort. As opposed to Darius 1 and 2, which I think would be difficult for a lot of people to do a one credit run. You know, you had to have a lot of dedication to this one. This one's a lot more fair. You know, the bullet patterns and the firepower that you can earn, I think are something that just works better for a normal player. And even a highly skilled player can turn up the difficulty and enjoy more of a challenge. So for me, I highly recommend the Darius Cozmic Collection. The arcade version, I know people are maybe not as happy with because it has fewer games than the console version. But I sort of feel that these are the better games. But we'll see. Maybe I'll change my mind once we start playing more of the console version. And as we go through those, you know, maybe my tune will be different. But for now, this is how I feel. So yeah, you can get this on PlayStation 4 and Switch. Obviously, we're playing the Switch one. PlayStation 4 isn't any different. It's the same number of games and the same collection. The upscaling just works a little bit differently on the PlayStation 4. But the internal resolution of the games is all the same. Unfortunately, it's not available on the Microsoft Store. So if you own an Xbox platform, you know, unfortunately, they're not offering it on that platform. So hopefully, you have a Switch or you have a PlayStation 4. Other than that, yeah, I'm happy that you stuck with me through all these games. It was a lot of games and a lot of hours. There'll be even more when we cover the console version. So please be patient with me. I'm not the greatest at these games, even though I really love them. Once again, this is audap, and you've been watching the Darius Cozmic Collection, the arcade version. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.